Today is our 21 days of spiritual alignment. Today's subject, corporate versus entrepreneurship. Today we have with us the founder, Rachel Collins, and we also have with us today model and new father, King Mustapha. Leaving corporate America for entrepreneurship isn't just a career move, it's a lifestyle shift. Let's talk about how that transition impacts alignment, freedom, and healing.
Yeah. Thank you, King Mustapha, for joining us in our 21 days of alignment. I would love for you to tell our audience a little bit about yourself, your background, what you do.
Hey, Queen Ray, thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here. So, a little bit about my background. I am currently a pharmacist, full time, working full time. For the past 4 weeks, I've been on leave of absence due to having a child. I'm loving it, not being at work, so enjoying every moment of it. And on the side, I do car detailing. Been doing it since 2017. And me and my brothers, we run an auto mechanic shop as well.
Okay.
So right now, we just currently opened our second location. So it's been very busy 2 weeks for sure.
Awesome. What's the name of your mechanic shop?
It's called Jobin Auto Care.
And where can the Louisville community find your locations?
Absolutely. The main location is at Berry Boulevard. That's where we do mechanic, and then oil change, just those services, and the car detailing. In the first location is at Brown Austin Road, and that's in Fairdale, or right by New Cut.
Awesome.
Yep.
So before we get into questions, I want to ask you a little bit. You are a new father.
Hmm.
It hasn't even been a full month.
Right.
How's that going for you?
It's like another full time job, but I'm loving every moment of it. It's giving me a lot of patience. I thought I had patience, but um, ever since she was born, I've gotten a lot more patient. Waking up every 2 to 3 hours to feed, change that diapers. It takes a lot of discipline to do that too. So it's been the first 2 weeks it was very challenging. Never done this in my life, but we kind of learn as we go, and now we got a hold of it. So it's been great.
And how are you balancing, aligning that with your personal time, your spiritual time, and starting that your new location? How are you handling that?
I'm handling it pretty well because I try my best to not be stressed out or take out every necessary stressor in my life. And and I think being good at time management per se would is the reason why I can actually stay afloat. To juggle being a father, doing my full-time job and my part-time business, or all of the above. It can be done, but it's not easy, to say the least.
Awesome. So we're going to go into our first question.
Hmm.
From your perspective, do you see how companies sometimes prey on their employees' trauma? If so, would you say that affects misalignment?
Of course, 100%. Especially, you know, when you kind of lose interest, I would say a lot of us either lose interest or kind of lose our purpose. Sometimes it can happen. I'm really passionate about what I do, but then in the same token, like for example, my job right now, they cut our yearly bonus, they cut our pay. For me personally, it's gone down like $34,000 a year, so that's hefty, you know. Um, and so many other benefits that we used to get, and now we're not getting. So I love what I do, but in the same token, you know, you're giving me more work, more responsibility, but then less compensation. So that can cause me to lose interest or my purpose to begin with. And that's how I see, companies be preying on.
Right. Did they explain why they lowered the pay and the bonuses?
To cut expenses.
Oh, okay.
which, the revenue will never be cut. That will not slow down. But then, you get to a point where you feel like you're paying people more than they're worth, and we worth a lot more because the job and the responsibilities can never be lowered, at all times. It keeps going up. They keep adding more to our bucket, so we keep doing more for less. And sometimes people have no choice but to seek other avenues.
So, with your pay and benefits going down, but the price of medication is going up. Is that
Yes,
correct?
absolutely correct.
Interesting.
People are even losing healthcare benefits now, due to political changes. But that's another story for another day. you know.
Yes, sir. Next question.
hmm
Since your paternity leave, you've had an opportunity to experience just working for your own self, your business.
hmm
How would you say working for yourself versus working for corporate
hmm
benefits you and helps you with your spiritual alignment?
It does. Being an entrepreneur, it gives you that freedom of time and freedom of, once you get there, the freedom of finance as well. The time, you can make for yourself for certain things. Let's say, you wake up and you have a little bit of an emergency, you're not feeling great, or in this case, my child is not feeling great. I have to request off from my work or call in. If I don't have vacation days or health and wellness days I can use, I'm not going to get paid for that day. But once you become an entrepreneur and create that freedom of time, it gives you that. So you can be spiritually open, and you can be, it gives you more peace of mind as well, So that helps you balance, your health and wellness in all areas.
If you don't mind me asking, speaking of balance with the spiritual freedom and working for corporate versus working for yourself, could you share with us your background religion and practices?
Yeah, my religion is Islam. I'm a Muslim and a practicing Muslim. So I pray 5 times a day, at least 5 times a day. Those are the required. So it starts from sunrise to sundown. um, wherever I am, I'm obligated to pray, to make that prayer. It's 5 times a day. Sometimes 3 or 4 of them, I'm actually at work, so I have to find time in between my work and my to practice my religion, which they do understand because wherever I go, hey, it's prayer time. So once the alarm hits, it's time for me to go pray. And majority of the time, this is corporate wise. When I'm at my job, I cannot have the peace of mind to actually do it the correct way because when I'm gone for like 4 minutes, that would feel like 7 hours because within that 4 minute period, a lot of stuff happened. I'm the pharmacist. I'm the only one that can do the job. So, you know, it's like in the back of my mind, what is going wrong? So I have to sometimes rush it, and that's not good. Only God knows, what those prayers mean or have their significance. But being an entrepreneur and having your own business, you get that freedom of time where you create that within your schedule, and nothing can interrupt it. So that's where the difference come in with corporation and being an entrepreneur or owning your own business.
Amazing. Okay, next question.
Mhm.
As a entrepreneur, do you find you have space to adjust, connect, and realign? Or would you say that part of your journey is a challenge no matter what?
Um, it's it's a little bit of a challenge, but not to a point where it's not possible. Especially realigning yourself. Because because we all started with a job. I mean, I can speak for myself. I started with a job. So once you learn certain skills or certain things from that job, you incorporate it into that business. You can realign yourself based on how you want to operate. And starting out, it's still tough with us because a lot of it has to come out of our pockets. We haven't seen much profit yet. I mean, we're making revenue, but the profit is it takes time. Nobody built a business and then it works within a day or a week.
Or a
Sometimes,
year.
or a year. Yeah,
And
sometimes it
sometimes
can
two
take
or 3 or 4 years. They
exactly
usually say your fifth year is when you really start seeing your benefits. That's
right,
what it's
right,
statistically said.
right. And you can open one, and it doesn't work. You try again. You try again. You keep trying. It can fail so many times, but a successful man is a man or a woman that tried one more time. So yeah, it's tough, but we're doing our best to go on with it because the last thing we want to do is to rush success and greatness.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, last question, King
hmm
Mustafa. Some people think incorporating God into business is unprofessional. Do you agree or disagree, and why?
I completely disagree because it is not unprofessional. That sounds like an opinion of a person who does not believe in God or does not practice any religion. Spirituality, that's a different topic, but I do believe God is the one that makes everything possible. He's the creator of all creatures, of all created things. And without Him, because when we pray to God. When we, you know, when we're blessed by God. And I feel like there's nothing that you can give yourself or man can give you that God does not. If it was up to us, none of us would suffer. None of us would be poor financially. None of us would struggle because everything that we could do for ourselves, we would do. But without God, there's nothing that's possible. Yeah, so it's just like a blank page. If you're reading a book without God in your life or in everything that you do, it's just like a blank page because there's no such thing that you can give yourself what God doesn't give you, basically. So yeah, I do incorporate God in everything that I do.
That is awesome. King Mustafa, thank you so much for supporting these 21 days of alignment. Is there anything that you want to leave and share with the viewers?
With to whoever's out there watching this, I hope you feel inspired or learn a thing or two. you know, um, Whatever you're planning, make sure you just put effort into it and put God first. Everything will come into fruition.
Awesome. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Obviously it was from the heart, from the soul, like, especially given what the entrepreneurship can give you from corporate Americas, because it's shackles and chains with corporate America, and it's like it's released when you have that entrepreneurship. Obviously, it's a lot tougher challenges, as he stated, but that freedom you can't. That
Oh
freedom,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Before I started back into the work, that's one thing I really enjoyed. I got to go to the park. I could feel my health better. I started back to work for someone. I started gaining weight. Didn't have time for this. Then started green flags. Um, and then you have a lot of misalignment. So I'm really looking for that opportunity. Whenever the Most High says it's time for this to the company to be a full thing that I do, and I get to share that freedom with other people, so they can walk into a safe space and have that freedom. But I want to be at a place where financially I can give people what they're worth.
Right.
Yeah. I thank everybody for viewing us, and we're just gonna go out.
It was a real look at the cost and the blessing of stepping away from corporate into ownership. It shows that entrepreneurship isn't just about business, it's about space to align.
Oh, already won. Never be defeated. Already won. Already won. It's my time now, how I'm feeling lately. Been that way my whole life, could nobody change me. They was trying to make me average, thought they could save me. But I'd rather speak the truth than get labeled crazy. I was rookie of the year, now they gotta pay me. I was sitting on the bench, now they wanna play me. Stacking bands on the bands like it was Mercedes.